March 14th is going to be one of the biggest energetic days of this year because of this full moon and the eclipse coming in with it. Why this energy is so big is because eclipses bring a little bit of shaking up, a little bit of chaos, and this can really show us where we need to go in our lives. Here are 4 ways that you can use this energy to get you going on a better path. The path, not a better path, the path that's meant for you. The first thing is find your alignment. It's always, always, always about alignment. And how eclipses can show us our alignment is because when that shakeup happens, it brings things up, it pulls things out of us. And if we are going down a course that is not meant for us, even though we may think it is meant for us, it will cause sometimes physical side effects. It'll cause nausea. Maybe we'll sustain an injury. These things can happen during eclipses because it's the universe saying, hey, slow down and let's go this way. And that is where you find your alignment. Now, there's always a little chaos with eclipses, so I don't mean any little thing. These will be bigger things that will tell you this is not the right direction. For example, I went home to California after years of not being there. I had all this stuff planned. I was so excited. And in the back of my mind, I was like, maybe I'll find a house out there while I'm there. Maybe I'll figure out how to move back. Even though that's not really possible for my family right now. It was just nice to daydream about it. And when we got there, my son got sick on day 1. And day 2, my husband got sick. And day 3, my other son got sick. And there was only one day that we were there that none of us were sick, because after that one day of all of us being sick, I then got sick. So it just seemed very unfair. I didn't understand. I was very put off by the whole experience. And yeah, it seemed very unfair. And that's what brings me to my second point, which is don't get stuck in victim mentality. When this shakeup happens, or that woe is me, and it's okay, like, look, I'm not above it. We all feel sorry for ourselves, but let the moment be there, feel it, and let it pass. Because when we get stuck in it, we can't move. And the problem with eclipses, the problem that people get into with eclipses is they resist. They just give up. And when you give up, you're making that last longer. That energy is going to last longer. You're not going to get to the other side of it. So we need to take action. And it's very hard to take action when you're in victim mentality. And again, it's okay if it comes up for you. Let it be there. But move on from it as well. Process it however you need to process it. For me, when I was in California, I went on a walk. It was like an angry walk. I was so angry. And then my anger turned into tears because I was so sad that I couldn't even see a lot of my family because we had to, stay inside the hotel room, and there was, it was awful. And I was on this angry walk with my son, and I started crying, and then I turned to go the other direction, and I saw a rainbow. And with the rainbow, it started raining. Like it never rains in California. And I was just like, okay, thank you. The universe is crying with me. Like this really sucks. And this rainbow just reminded me there's another side to this. And so whatever visual you need, maybe the universe doesn't exactly send you one like it did me, but whatever visual you need to have to think of the other side of the chaos that you're in. Needless to say, I realized California is not for me right now. Anyway, it doesn't mean it can't be in alignment with my path forever. It's just not right now. I have a wonderful life where I'm at. And it really helped me refocus on that and stop daydreaming of this life I once had. Um, and then I could laugh about it. And I did. It was anger, it was tears, and then I just started laughing. And I just found the humor in all of it. And that is step number 3. Find the humor in the chaos. Laughter really is the best medicine. So this week, if your life gets a little shaken up and you're really realizing where your alignment truly is and where it is not, laugh about it. Get it out of your body, whatever that, possible disappointment or anger or sadness, whatever it is. Laughter helps because we shake, our bodies shake when we laugh, when we get those really good belly laughs, And if you can't laugh about it, it's okay, because sometimes it takes a little bit longer to laugh about a disaster happening in your life. Obviously, I mean a minor disaster. There's really catastrophic disasters that can happen in our lives that we should not be laughing about. But you get my point. Get your body shaking, get your body moving, get it out of you. Whatever those feelings, those bad feelings are, get them out of your body, express them, process them. Talk to somebody, yell into a pillow, do whatever you have to do and get it up out of your body. Because it takes the power away from the negative. And the more we can stay in the positive, which is my 4th point, finding the positive, the more we can find in the positive, the more our frequency will shift to what is in alignment to us. This is going back to law of attraction. Find what makes you feel good. Find the positive. So if you cannot find the positive in the moment, and that might happen with an eclipse, it probably will happen with an eclipse, then find what it is trying to show you and where it is possibly leading you. And that is where you can find joy. You can't always say, oh, I'm happy now, because also can't be fake. That's not how law of attraction works. The universe knows the frequency within your body, the frequency within your mind knows. And you can say the words, even if they're not true. And it doesn't matter, because what matters is what your frequency is at. So there is a little bit to saying words in so much that you start to believe them. That is definitely something. That's why we use words of affirmation. But if you're saying, oh, everything's fine, I'm happy, but everything around you is chaos, then you're lying and you're not being authentic. And that is not how the law of attraction works. You need to find that frequency within you, and it needs to be authentic. So try to find what makes you feel good, even in those moments. If it's looking towards something in the future, does that make you feel good? Now try to find something around you that makes you feel good. Even with all that chaos going on when I was in California, I realized that this is actually the most time my family had spent, because nobody was working. Everybody was on the same schedule. Nobody was learning in their bedroom and with school. We were all together, and that was the most time we've ever spent together. And I found the positive through that. And even though for half the trip somebody was throwing up, there was positive in our chaos. And so that's what I mean by the eclipse will shake things up, but it will tell you that shakeup is for a reason. The eclipse is for a reason. When eclipses happen, I like to think of our ancient ancestors. And sometimes you'll see this in movies as well. An eclipse happens and they don't know what to think about it. And it's the gods and it's this. And then something really transformative happens to the players in the movie, the culture that it's portraying. And that is what an eclipse is. It's about transformation. And yes, shaking up, but transformation is always a good thing. Always a good thing, as long as you stick to your alignment. So that affirmation I want you to use this week is, there is peace in alignment. There is peace in alignment. So no matter how chaotic things might get this week for you with the eclipse, focus on your alignment. There is peace in alignment. Okay, I hope this helped. If you've been following me for a while, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Like, you'll never know. And I'm glad my words speak to you. And I've been absent for the past couple months because I was going through a cycle of life where it kind of called me inward and I was a little bit of a hermit. And I can explain more about that in a couple months. But for now, I'm just going to leave it at that. And I am feeling like I'm out of that hermit mode and I'm ready to do weekly videos once again. So thank you so much for being here, and I will be back next week. Peace to you wherever you are.